143 fam, we're going to take a look at your July horoscopes here. For those of you interested, I'm going to be choosing 2 winners this month for a free reading. If you'd like to be considered, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below your video, and I will notify winners here at the very end of the month. For those of you on Instagram, you can now find me at Tony Nielsen Official. My info's in the box below. If you are still following my Urban Soul Guru account, make sure you make the switch over so we can stay connected. Now, fam, let's take a look and see what's in store for July. Hey, Gems, this reading is for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to take a look at your general overview first, then love. I'll have timestamps down below. Gemini, general overview, July 2020. Gemini, general overview, July 2020. How are you hanging in, Gems? Venus has finally gone direct. We are finally out of Venus retrograde. There's still going to be that shadow period throughout most of July, and you are going to feel that a little bit, especially with Venus having been retrograde in the sign of Gemini. You know what? Gems, it gets easier. The solar eclipse, new moon, it was a big shift, especially for Geminis. Can you feel the healing and the positivity that has come full circle since that point? It's only going to get better. Cancer season is going to treat you well, but especially Leo season. So you have a lot to look forward to in the next couple of weeks ahead. All right, Spirit, some last shuffle here. Gemini, July 2020. See only love. You may be used to the last couple of months being so challenging that you forget that blessings can and will come in. I have to say, Gemini, it's almost like you've gotten used to being stuck in a place of healing. You've gotten used to things being difficult. You've gotten used to loss. That you forget that there's still love and joy and healing and blessings out there for you. You've really worked for this. You've really been put through the ringer. Venus retrogrades are difficult regardless of what sign they're in. But when a Venus retrograde is in your sign, I know, Gemini. See only love usually shows up when there's an outcome that you didn't want. When you had an idea of something coming through to fruition and the very opposite happens, or there's a disappointment. Understand that there's blessing in disguise energy here. I do feel like you have clarity. If something didn't work out, whatever this was, you do have that clarity now. I do think that you are far more peaceful. If a specific person was involved, I don't think that you're trying to call anybody back in. The Spirit wants you to see love in the whole situation from the beginning. I'm feeling some businesses that have fallen through the cracks here, especially with quarantine and the pandemic. Can you honor the journey, even if it didn't end well? Even if there's been a lot of grieving and a lot of healing, can you honor this? It's a big message this month, but I think that you have and you will. What did I say? Blessing in disguise. This is your challenge. Can you see the blessing in disguise in the relationships, in the businesses, in the journeys that didn't work out quite the way you wanted them to? Spirit's protecting you. Spirit's guiding you. That's what Venus in retrograde did for you. Venus stripped away all that was toxic. Venus stripped away all that wasn't serving you, that wasn't of your highest good anymore. Yes, burned it down to ashes. And I wrote about this on Instagram yesterday, I think, or a couple of days ago. There are so many gems in those ashes, but what those little gems are that you're going to find after the tower moment in those ashes, in the rubble, they are gems of guidance. What can you rebuild? How can you rebuild it? What needs to truly be left in the past? And how do you know the difference between the two? There's so many blessings in disguise here. You may not understand this until we get into Leo season, until you get like this full circle, this 360 perspective. But I do feel like Geminis, especially over the next couple of weeks, you're really starting to understand with more depth why the last couple of months turned out the way that they did. You are no longer stuck in a space of healing. It is time to move forward. So if you feel like you're stuck in healing, Spirit is asking you to recognize the blessings in disguise, to see you only loved, honor the experience, but to move on. What do you want now? These are beautiful outcome cards. Wow, bottom of the deck. Let's start here. It's time to move on. What can you do with this energy and these lessons? What can you create? What life can you create? Law of attraction follows creative project. What do you want, Gemini? Some of these gems in the ashes, right, of guidance, their clarity as to what it is that you want. Okay, that thing, that person, that journey, it's done. It didn't serve you. Why is that? What can you rebuild? What can you call in that's better? Sorry, Gems, I lost you there for a minute. So we're talking about law of attraction, creative projects, okay? Rebuilding better, creating a new life, creating new opportunities, new experiences. For those of you, Spirit saying, cleared house. Like I'm feeling like friends, family, people really close to you were cleared out. And some of you may be feeling a little concerned, a little worried, a little like, okay, am I alone now? Like, what is this? What is this vision? First of all, nothing to worry about. Archangel Michael's here and protecting you. Spirit wants you to recreate your life, okay? So for those of you who are creative individuals, you may have the opportunity to embark on a new project or to bring something creative that has already been in the works, the full circle at this time. But this is feeling like life. This creative project feels like your whole life. Calling in new soul family. Calling in new opportunities that are higher vibing for you. Bottom of the deck, we have life purpose. I do want to hold this up. Also, bottom of the deck, opportunity to forgive. Is there still some healing? For sure. Just don't feel stuck in it anymore. There was a purpose for feeling stuck in healing for a while. Venus in retrograde did hold space for that. For those of you who were very conscious of doing the inner child work, the emotional work, the spiritual work over the last couple of months, it is time to move forward. It's time to create. Spirit said to live again. Get all your colors back. Don't allow things to be too gloomy anymore. This is about being out in the sun. This is, again, sun too, like, it's that Leo energy. It's about creation. Spirit also just said creation of life. So for those of you, creation of life, is that something that you're asking for children or another child? Creation of life. I'm feeling a lot of animal energy here. This could be spirit guide energy. This could be calling in a new fur baby here. Creation of life. What kind of life do you want to create? Do it consciously now, okay? Big, big, big message over the course of July. I know there's going to be overlap here, especially with all of these emotions involved with love. So let's take a look here, Gems. Gemini in love. Gemini in love, July 2020. Spirit just said, you're afraid to trust, but give somebody a shot. Like trust issues, but there's somebody trustworthy. There was someone who probably wasn't trustworthy though, right? Are they not far enough in the past yet, Gems? Let it go. Let the lesson, don't let the lesson go. Let the Spirit saying like the soul imprint. There's a soul imprint, but it feels like a soul wound. Don't carry around wounds. Yes, remember the lessons so that you don't have to repeat them, okay? Somebody is trustworthy here. Also, if you're cross-watching, do you have trust issues and you're not letting Gemini all the way in? Try not to project on anybody. Don't project onto partners, especially past stuff. If you're going to entertain new relationships moving forward, it's really important that you have a clean slate here. You don't want to be jumping from one situation to the next. If you've done that, now you need to take the time to spend time alone to heal. Don't jump from person to person. If you did do that during Venus retrograde, reality check right now, okay? It's going to be difficult for those of you who did not do the work, or for those of your partners who did not do the work. And by the work, I mean the spiritual, the emotional, the mental, the physical work. All right, Gems. Gemini in love. Is this still on your mind? It's on somebody's mind. The separation is on somebody's mind. I do feel like the tables haven't turned, Gemini. So if you were really grieving a separation, you're probably not anymore. They are. They were distracted, and they didn't care. When you were grieving and you were having a hard time, I know this is hard to hear, but you're probably the last person that they were thinking of. Venus is direct now. Venus is direct. They have nowhere to hide. Spirit just said, you made your bed, now you have to sleep in it. Karma, right? Somebody's going to have a hard time. Does somebody have fun at your expense? Does somebody drop you because they didn't appreciate you, or they walked away because it was just easier to be distracted in somebody else? Venus retrograde will often shake things up, but it holds space for you to heal. Doing Gemini videos during Mercury retrograde is always very challenging. Okay, Gems. The separation energy. We're talking about Venus retrograde shaking things up, but holding space for you to heal. But what I also wrote about recently, the Venus retrograde traps, the false soulmates, the distractions, the rebounds, the distractions from having to heal. Some Gems and Gemini partners fell into that. You fell into the Venus retrograde traps. If that was you, you're going to be feeling this pretty hardcore. It does feel like your partner, Gemini. It feels like you went through that, and now you're okay. Very soon is the challenge here in love. Very soon someone's having a reality check. Now, what does that mean for you, Gemini? Outcome cards. Ooh, I'm getting Leo again here for you, Gem. Leo season. I love this. All right, Gemini. So you did the work. Bottom of the deck, you did retreat. I was getting trust, okay? Also bottom of the deck, trust issues that still need to be healed a little bit. But you did heal during the last couple of months. You retreated inward. You retreated alone. You didn't jump from person to person, okay? So if you feel like that message applies to you, you have a beautiful month ahead. First outcome card here is attraction. You're attracting new partners. By the time this one realizes they made a huge mistake, you don't want to be with them anymore. Why? Because you have already attracted in new love. And if it hasn't turned into new love or a full-blown relationship, you are already attracting such quality people and partners that you can't even allow yourself to go back. You don't want it. I do see new love coming in for Geminis, or at least commitment coming in as you step into Leo season. So think late July. I'm getting like more so early August, but late July for some of you. And see more than one potential partner here. Gemini, you're not looking back. And that's why this very soon energy, this feels like your partner. This feels like an ex. This feels like someone who probably hurt you and put you through this. It's like a day of reckoning very soon. I don't see you going through that unless you were the partner who dipped out on somebody, did the rebound thing, didn't do the work. Then these outcome cards are going to have to wait a little bit for that energy. But for those of you who are in a good place now, especially if you were hurting, right? Spirit's rewarding you. This is Venus rewarding you. Let Venus reward you for going through such a difficult couple of months, okay? But two beautiful cards to follow here. Stay optimistic. This could be the one. You really are calling in somebody very high vibing. I think for many of you, you are already talking to this person. You may not realize how positive, Spirit's saying like how positive of an impact that somebody will make on your life. I do think there are trust issues, so you're not really giving somebody the time of day, or you're not allowing them in full circle. You're sort of keeping people at a distance right now, Gemini. And I think for some of you, that's okay. Just don't push this person out of the picture completely, because there's someone here that's really good. I think for some of you, I just keep getting Leo so strong. It could be a Leo. This could be, Spirit just said another Leo. So if you have an ex that's a Leo, or you've had a bad experience with a Leo, or if you're cross-watching, you've already dated a Gemini, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can date another Gemini. There's somebody, they're the same sign but a different person. Do you know? Will there be some crossover characteristics? For sure. But this feels like somebody much more evolved. Somebody maybe a little bit older too. Not too much older. I'm not getting like crazy age gaps, but definitely somebody more mature. Somebody who has more to offer. Spirit just said this person has more to offer. So whatever you lost, it was a blessing in disguise, because now you're aligning with people. You have options of people that offer you so much more. And I don't just mean like superficial, like financially. You don't need that. You're good. You're holding it down on your own in terms of work and money and business and career. But you want someone who can match you intellectually. You deserve someone who can match you intellectually, who matches your spiritual and emotional depth. Get out of this. Get out of this. I'm even going to hold this up, okay? All bottom of the deck here. There has been so much healing Now's the time for you to be rewarded for the healing journey that you've been on the last couple of months, Gemini. July is beautiful for you. Leo season is like wow energy, but you should already be feeling that shift. The end of June going into July, you should have already started to feel some sort of shift energetically, even if nothing changed that drastically in the physical realm. But this one, who is this? Is this person already in your life? Give them a shot, Gemini. Give new love a shot now. Venus is going direct. You can still take your time as Venus starts to wake up from her slumber, okay? Again, shadow period throughout July, but yes, Mercury retrograde. Yes, we have a bunch of other planets, and it's fine. It's okay. The main one for you, Gemini, that you needed to wait for was Venus. You needed Venus to go direct before love was going to move forward. Now, for those of you in committed relationships, I do think some of you had separations and you may be considering getting back together or rekindling. August and Leo season feels like better timing than, say, early July, but I do see some reconnections, but not if it was a full-blown breakup, a full-blown separation. If you haven't been in contact, I don't see rekindling there. I see for those of you who had like physical separations, but emotionally you still stayed intact and in contact, you're good. You're going to see some major breakthroughs. Leo season. Spirit's saying fertility and Leo season. So I'm getting some child energy here for you. But fertility is also creative energy as well. So use that wisely. Use it consciously. Manifest what it is that you want. Not just in career, not just in health, not just general in life. Ask for what you want in love. If this person hasn't come in yet, ask for it. You'll get it now, okay? All right, gems. Much better energy. Much easier energy. I know Mercury retrogrades are not always a walk in the park for Geminis, but trust me, in comparison to what you've been through with Venus in retrograde, you can handle this with like your eyes closed. Don't sweat retrogrades. The main one for you right now, and you should feel optimistic, is Venus now going direct, having gone direct. It's momentum forward. You don't have to wait anymore. So if you still feel like you're stuck here, it's time to snap yourself out of it, okay? Go enjoy that sunshine. Go enjoy your Leos. Go enjoy love. Go enjoy life. You've earned it. All right, Gemini, I love y'all. I'll be back mid-month for your mid-month love reading. In the meantime, sending some to love, like gratitude. I'll see you back here soon. Ciao.